Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, we've been going through this whole banning TikTok thing for actually quite some time now. If you all will remember, it was really not that long ago whenever President Trump was in office and he was talking about wanting to ban the app. So it seems like the people at the top, if you will, are the ones who all share this common idea and this common agreement where they want to ban TikTok, and they're trying to gaslight everybody, like we're going to call it out for what it is. They're really trying to gaslight everybody over the reasons. Now, if you remember, one of the big reasons that they said they wanted to ban TikTok was because they didn't want the Chinese to have our data and information. And I get it, not all countries have great relationships with each other. There are some countries that have some serious issues with other countries. We understand that. Although I really feel like with these, like I said, people at the top, if you get my drift, their intentions, their motivations, I don't think are really placed in the right area when it comes to why they really want to ban TikTok. And whenever they talk about the Chinese, there's a lot of racial undertones, if you ask me. Now, like I said, the issues that they said that they were having, or the reasons why they said that they wanted to ban TikTok, was because they didn't want our data to be leaked to these Chinese companies, if you will. Although it's funny that they would say that, because there's a certain app with the word book in the name that likes to leak and take people's data. You're scrolling through this particular app, and not just that app, because the guy who owns that app also owns other apps. But you're scrolling through these apps. The algorithm is paying attention to what you're scrolling through. You could be looking at shoes, double tapping people who have purchased shoes, and then all of a sudden you get an advertisement on YouTube talking about, oh, well, these new shoes are on sale and you should get these shoes. So help me understand who really is the ones leaking and observing and spying on people and their data through these social media apps. It's the hypocrisy for me, and it's not just for me, it's everybody else. They're seeing these things every day while using these apps, and they're calling hogwash, as they have the right to do. They even went after the CEO of TikTok and the parent company of TikTok and accused them of trying to leak, like I said, people's information and data to different companies outside of the US, which they then had to make a video, which I don't think they should have had to, but they had to make a video to basically deny those accusations, because they know as a company they can't be out here doing stuff like that, because there will be monumental consequences. Another thing that people were calling out was the fact that this moved so swiftly. That man was on TV talking about, if a bill comes across my desk talking about banning TikTok, I will sign it. And already they're in the works to do so. In the meantime, there were so many more important things we needed their attention to be devoted to. We needed the president and the legislation and the people down there at Congress to be devoting their attention to. The cost of living being unreasonable. These employers not wanting to pay people hardly anything, not allowing them to have time off if they're sick, not wanting them to have time off to check on their family. God forbid somebody in their family is deceased. People in other countries are shooketh to know what kind of maternity leave, and I put that in quotation marks, we actually have, because if you compare it to theirs, it's really not maternity leave. All these other things that are more important than their hatred for TikTok and a whole group of people, let's just be honest. And they're out here talking about banning an app. And on top of that, whenever they do claim that they're doing something about the actual issues that we do have, how slow they are to move, but how quick they were to do this. Like I said, people were calling it out, which is why they're saying you're gaslighting these people. It's a load of hogwash once again. I want to say it's up in the air, the jury's still out, but essentially, from what I can understand, they've come to a conclusion. Basically, they've all come into agreement, which is another thing that's crazy to me. I've said before, anything that people in America can divide themselves on, they will most certainly do it. And that especially comes to politics. Democrats and Republicans are always at each other's throats. But for some reason, when it came to TikTok, Democrats and Republicans were coming out of the woodwork to vote together to strike down TikTok. Conservatives and liberals out of everybody's behinds like I've never seen it before. These people at the top could not come together to help make our country a better and safer place for everybody, even if they were paid to do it, which, kind of technically they are. But oh my goodness, they came together to get rid of that app. But like I said, from what I can understand, they've made it to where at this point, this guy who is over TikTok, the company that's over TikTok, unfortunately, they have two options. Either they can sell the company to the US, so to speak, so that they can basically control it and, let's be honest, go on to do everything that they're accusing this company that owns TikTok of doing, or TikTok will be banned from the Americans being able to use it. Now, the parent company of TikTok and the CEO are standing their ground, and they're not, agreeing with this hogwash, like I've called it before multiple times, which, is honorable for them to stand their ground. Although we've got to talk about the real reasons, once again, why they really want this app banned. They took one look at this app and how much money regular Janes and Joes on there were making. There are people, children, adults, older people, making more money than some people who have gone to school for decades have been making in their entire lives. People were saying, forget going to college or the university, I'm going to TikTok. They were coming out their 9 to 5s. They were refusing to having to punch the clock and do life like how everybody before us has had to do, be used and thrown away by the system, be abused and taken advantage of by these employers who don't want people who think for themselves or, think outside of the box, who just go along with what they're being, forced to go along with and make somebody else richer while the people working for them are falling by the wayside, barely getting paid pennies on the dollar, barely living lives that the quality of which is in the trash. They really said, oh no, we can't have you people out here thinking that you regular little worker bees are going to be out here making good money and providing nice lifestyles for yourselves and your families, your kids, helping your friends out, helping other people out, paving a way for you that we didn't design for you to have because y'all are supposed to be at the bottom and stay at the bottom. That's basically what they said. Capitalism, classism at its best. They want lower class and middle class people to struggle, stay at the bottom, and stay struggling and at the bottom, while also being heinous hypocrites and telling these people, hey, you're not in the position you want to be in because you're not doing the work. You're not putting in the effort. Go out there and get a job. Go out there and get this. And then when they do that, like I said, and they find some ways around the system to help themselves, they kick the block from under them. They pull the rug from under them. This is what our system does. Welcome to America, everybody. My heart goes out to the people who have done everything that they could in the system that was given to them, that's broken, that was designed for us to not get ahead, but then thought ahead, thought wisely or intelligently, and decided to get on TikTok and found some kind of niche to get in, especially if it's, not crazy or it's, ethical, so to speak. I'm not congratulating people for doing stuff that's unethical, because there are some majorly unethical niches out there. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. But my heart goes out to the people who got on TikTok and changed the trajectory of their life because of something that they do or they love doing, and they're making money, lots of it, to take care of themselves and their families, like I said. And now the government, the president, wants to take that from them for their own selfish and greedy reasons. People should be able to go to social media and make money, like I said, to make a better life for themselves. But unfortunately, what we all have to keep in mind is that these social platforms, they're really kind of temporary. Anything can happen at any point in time. The people who own them, run them, or our government can change how they feel or what they want to do. And it could throw a wrench in every plan that we have concerning using them. I know a lot of people who are making a lot of money and putting out a lot of content on these platforms had to come off of their 9 to 5s so that they would have more time to make said content so that they could continue to make that money and more money. Although, once again, what we got to keep in mind is have more than one basket, so to speak. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Because like I said before, unfortunately, at any point in time, anything can happen. It's sad. It's unfortunate. Nobody should have to bust their butt just to have a decent life. But unfortunately, that is life. That is our system. Like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.